Good morning. Man, that song gets in my head and it just plays all day and all night. This is the new Undisputed with the same historic intensity and electricity. I'm about to be joined by Keyshawn Johnson and Richard Sherman. Good luck to them today. You can join in by reaching us right now at #UndisputedLive. Here we go. Our first topic today has to be the team that, I think it's already won this year's Super Bowl. Talking about the Jets, whose new quarterback dominated Hard Knocks the way no one player ever has. I've watched every moment of every episode, including last night's, and Aaron Rodgers has turned it into a one-man Broadway show. Did Aaron and the Jets ever win the preseason? With Tom Brady retired, of course, Aaron's now by far the biggest star in the NFL, the apple of the Big Apple's eye. But I say the real Hard Knocks don't start until Monday night, September 11th, when the Jets open against the Bills. The Jets are 2.5-point underdogs at home? Interesting. Then check this out. The Jets play at Cowboys, home Patriots, home Chiefs, at Broncos, home Eagles, then quote-unquote at Giants, then home Chargers. What if the Jets stumble out of the gate? Wouldn't surprise me at all. What if Aaron falls back into the blame deflecting and finger pointing he was known for in Green Bay? Remember, the Packers finally concluded Aaron Rodgers was more trouble than he was worth, especially after his stats last year were almost all career lows. Aaron's playoff record is 7-9 since his lone Super Bowl 13 years ago. That's why I call him the most overhyped player in NFL history. I have a feeling it's going to be a long fall for the Jets, as in long autumn and long plunge. What if the only thing they win is Hard Knocks? Keyshawn Johnson, you were once drafted #1 overall by the New York Jets. Is Hard Knocks a good thing or a bad thing for Aaron's new team?
I think it's a distraction thing more so than anything, right? All the coaches I've ever had, when Hard Knocks was available to them, they said no. I remember Hard Knocks wanted to come into the Dallas Cowboys and Bill Parcells, he laughed at it. It's just not something extra that you need. You talked about the hype.
Play for?
Tony Dungy didn't want it.
No.
You know, Parcells didn't want it. I don't think John Fox in Carolina was interested in it. I certainly know that in our time in Tampa Bay, John Gruden and company were not into it at all. We were more focused on trying to win games and not win the television war, the media. That's just not something that we were into. And I think when you look at the Jets, right now, they have the 5th best odds to win the AFC. The 7th best odds, along with the Ravens, to win the entire deal, the Super Bowl. Can they do it? Yes. Do they have the makeup to do it? Do they have enough players to do it? Yes. Health is part of it. I understand what you're saying about Skip. 13 years it's been since Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl. So what, though? Doesn't mean anything. He has his team always in the hunt. That's a plus. He's had the Green Bay Packers. Whether you like that he didn't finish the deal in Green Bay, he got upset by the 49ers. Tampa Bay came in there and steamrolled them. I mean, we get it. You're paid to win games. But in the end, this is a different situation. He's now reunited with Hackett over there. They have a defense that's lights out, Richard, right? I mean, they got a defense that's just, as they say, sauce everywhere.
Come on now.
And when you got a quarterback and a defensive coordinator as a head coach with a defensive mind, you don't need Aaron Rodgers to throw for 5,000 yards. You need him to be efficient. I need you to do things when we need you to do them. Like that throw the other night in preseason, now it's preseason. It was a laser throw right over the head of the defender, right in Garrett Wilson's hands.
It was sweet.
That's what you need. Now, can he do that in the postseason is what you're hoping, right? You're hoping
I'm not
that, okay.
hoping, but
I'm
waiting.
At the end of the day, you're waiting for
it.
Yeah, he can do it, but it's not just about Aaron Rodgers. He needs everybody to come to the party. It's not a one-man game. This is not tennis. This is not golf. And even in golf, you need your caddy to give you the right clubs.
Okay.
So,
but yet on paper with Dalvin Cook now, they look like champions.
I understand,
to me, right?
but it's also New York City.
Yeah.
And with New York City comes yeast. It just grows.
And what if you put Hard Knocks on top of the yeast?
What's going to happen, Skip, is I think the Hard Knocks thing was positive. You know why? Because you know what would have been a distraction key? Aaron Rodgers coming there with all the baggage and nobody knowing how it's going. Everybody guessing how it's going. Are they going to have chemistry? Is he going to relate to his
But
teammates?
you know why I say distraction? Because Skip just rattled off more negatives than positives about the Jets and Aaron Rodgers' potential. That's why it's a distraction to me.
But he talked about the more negatives than positives. What Hard Knocks has shown is the positives about Aaron Rodgers. How he's gotten along with his teammates, how he's reached out to his teammates, how he's forming a relationship with the younger guys.
But I don't think he's ever had that problem even in Green Bay.
But they said
I disagree.
I don't think he had that problem in Green Bay.
A lot of people, including our Greg Jennings here on this network.
That's been the narrative. That's been the narrative for Aaron Rodgers. And this Hard Knocks series has shown a different side of Aaron Rodgers than the public has talked about.
Okay, I agree, but remember, you are on camera every second. You don't think there's some showmanship?
Yeah, but I don't.
Some
But
acting?
you can only fake it for so long, Skip. You can only fake it for so long. Like at one point or another, you're gonna get the real me, and I'm not gonna be on this camera. I don't really get. Turn the cameras off. Okay?
Hey, I get the real you when the camera's on every second, right?
That's what I'm saying.
But Skip, when you go back and you look at his history in Green Bay, and I understand Greg Jennings, I understand. Everybody got issues with everybody. That's just the reality.
Listen,
of it.
when it starts
That's just
going
how it
south,
happens.
but Aaron is the class. You would not have loved it.
But why does other teammates that Lazar likes him, Randall Cobb likes him? No, but I'm saying you're gonna have both sides of a story, right? At the same time, I know people in Green Bay as well. It's like it's a quarterback. That's what he's the guy. They all are selfish. All starting quarterbacks are selfish and very sensitive. All of them. From Tommy Brady on down to Mr. Manning to Steve Young on to Joe Montana. You covered a lot of them.
Have I? But listen, Aaron is the classic out on the field, like throwing up his hands like.
You think Dan Marino didn't chase people down? Come on, Skip, you covered this thing. Dan Marino in the middle of a game. Yeah. When I first came into this league, he would chase them dudes down and scream at them.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, wait a minute, man. I had Drew Bledsoe in Dallas try that with me.
Right.
And
he the one who threw the pick.
Right.
Okay.
And he tried to say it was my fault.
Did you let him know?
Oh, well, come on, Skip.
Okay.
And what you think?
So Skip, every other quarterback is perfect, and Aaron Rodgers got all these. That's not true. Peyton Manning has been upset at games. You've seen him on the sideline. The classic Brady clip of him breaking the surface or whatever it was.
It is.
But with Aaron Rodgers, he's making an attempt. He's making an attempt to change that narrative. He's going out of his way. I think a change of scenery sometimes is good for you. When I went from the Seattle Seahawks to the San Francisco 49ers, it was refreshing. It was refreshing because you get stagnant as a human being. You get stagnant sometimes. You get stagnant in one place, and you feel comfortable, and you get in a routine, and you almost get lazy. You're not sharpening your tools the same way. And then you get to a new place, and the perspective is different. One of the guys came up to me. He was like, "Man, I love watching you. I looked up to you. You guys used to be good." And it hit me different, Skip. Man told me I used to be good. He's like, "I used to watch you when you were all pro." When I was, it just changed my perspective. It sparked something in me. So the fire ignited again. And I think the same thing is going to happen with Aaron Rodgers in New York. The fire is going to ignite again. He is in Gotham City. They finally got the hero they deserve. Yeah. He has another 17. When he had Devontae Adams, he was phenomenal. Those two, eggs and bacon. They were a phenomenal combination for a number of years. He got another 17 who can get the ball and make something happen. He don't need a lot of space. He don't need a lot of fancy stuff. Throw it to him, give him the ball. He'll make it happen. Garrett Wilson, Offensive Player of the Year. I think it's going to be great. The last